Hi guys, I'm going to take you through some really cool tips. Exactly, 7 tips on what I do to prevent my pool from turning green. Now I have 7 proven steps, and these will stop your pool from ever going green ever again. Okay, so step one is um, to always have an algicide in your pool. Okay, I recommend, like, if you've never done it before, I recommend buying 2 bottles up front and then putting the whole bottle in first, and then maintaining the algicide levels each month at the recommended dosage levels on the label. So it's really just a bit of a bit of a splash of the bottle before each month. So you put in a whole bottle first, and then maintain each month with just a splash out of the second bottle. Now I like to think of algicide as insurance because algicide in the water will actually give you more time to play with if your chlorine ever drops low enough for the pool to turn green. So, because when the algae drops out, sorry, when the chlorine drops out, um, the algicide will kick in until you actually put more chlorine in. So it gives you a bit of a buffer zone there. But don't rely on it because algae can still sneak up on you. So try and find a copper-based algicide, as they tend to be the best ones. Okay, so step number 2 is to shock your pool regularly with chlorine. So shocking the pool can kill any algae that's ready to multiply. So plus it's just good practice because it'll bump up the free chlorine levels to kill any bacteria as well that may be present in your water. So try and shock your pool about once every 3 to 4 weeks, and it's usually 2 to 3 times your regular daily amount of chlorine. So, and you can use granular chlorine, which is the powdered stuff, but make sure that it's sodium hypochlorite or the liquid chlorine, which some people may know as bleach, liquid bleach. Um, that is known as sodium hypochlorite. So just make sure that whatever you're using, just shock it with something that's pure chlorine and not anything that has di or tri or anything like that in the name, because you tend to be putting in other stuff as well. So stick to stuff that's just shock, and don't let a label, just because a label says shock on it doesn't mean it's going to be the proper stuff. So make sure that when you buy a shock, or when you're buying a chlorine to shock your pool with, make sure it's sodium hypochlorite or calcium hypochlorite. So they're the 2 best things to shock your pool with. Okay, that brings us on to step 3. You want to make sure that your filters are clean all the time. And by filters, I mean this really goes without saying. If your filter is clean and filtering your water properly, this will solve a lot of your problems from going green in the first place. But what I mean by keeping the filters clean, I mean also not just your pool filter, but the basket in your pump, as well as the skimmer basket that's in the side of your pool. So make sure that they're clean all the time. So because that'll allow for proper circulation and make sure the water is moving correctly around the pool. Which leads us on to step 4, proper circulation. Now, if your water is still, it'll become stagnant. So it won't matter how much chemicals you throw at your pool. If it has poor circulation, you'll always run into problems. So the best idea is to point your the water jets in your pool, the jets that bring the water back into your pool. Make the water swirl around like a whirlpool, and this will make the water less of a problem in the future, because you want to move as much as that big body of water as you can, because like I said before, if the water becomes still, it will become stagnant. And another cool tip, another reason for doing that is any debris that's in the pool, because of the whirlpool action, it'll actually be pushed into the center of the pool, so it'll be much easier for you to pick up when you go around to picking up any junk that's in the bottom of the pool. Okay, so that brings us on to step 5, maintaining the proper water balance. Okay, you want to always keep your water chemistry as close to perfect as possible. I'm not going to go into a water balance lesson today, but this is more of a brief overview of everything. So, I shouldn't really have to tell you this because it's one of the most important things that you should do all the time. And to know your proper water balance or levels brings us on to step 6. Now, that's testing your water every day. So, yes, and I do mean every day, because if you test your water chemistry every day, nothing will sneak up on you. It'll be easy to maintain because you'll have tested it the day before, and you won't have too much to do to keep it perfect. Okay, so now, another good tip is only test with test kits that use drops or tablets as part of the test, because anything that uses a strip test is not accurate at all, and it can actually give you a false reading. So it will be just good practice to go into your pool shop weekly or fortnightly if you don't have your own home test kit, and just to get your water professionally tested, just to see and to make sure that you're doing okay. But in between visits to the pool store, I recommend testing the water every day on your own home test kit, and make sure that your test kit either uses drops or tablets. They are the most accurate. And last but not least, step 7, keep the pool clean. Okay, so you want to regularly take out leaves or any foreign matter in the pool, like things like leaves and sticks from trees. Now, they put a significant amount of strain on your chemical balance, and it actually gives your chlorine a bit of a hard time, because the chlorine its job is to attack foreign bodies and just kill stuff, basically. So so the less things that you have in the pool, the better. So you want to regularly skim the water with a net and scoop the leaves from the bottom of the pool, or better still, get an automatic pool cleaner. Okay, something that works from the suction side of your that works from the suction side. So something that plugs into the skimmer box. Anything like a Barracuda or anything that basically plugs into the skimmer box. It's as simple as that. So I find that they pick up more stuff. There are pros and cons with different types of cleaners, but I actually prefer myself the vacuum side, because they do pick up a lot of stuff, and they come on when your pump comes on. And really, if you've got a decent schedule where you're just picking up leaves out of your skimmer basket, that may be all you need to do, because as the automatic pool cleaner bounces around the pool, anything floating on top of the water will actually get knocked down into the water and will sink, and then the pool cleaner will actually pick it up. So it scoots around and does your job for you, basically. So anyway, that's my 7 proven steps to stop your pool from going green ever again. I do have a complete guide to cleaning a pool if it's actually green. I guarantee that the information that you get in my book will clean your pool it'll take your pool from green to clean in less than 24 hours. I haven't had one pool beat me yet. And you can go and see that. You can pick yourself up a copy at www.greenpooltips.com. And thanks for taking time to watch my video. Bye.